I am Queen Boss Lady, and this is my testimony. This is me laying this to rest. Okay? This is part 4. So, my daughter left to be with her dad, and things were looking good for me and my oldest daughter. She began to open up to me more. She began to talk to me more. Our relationship became stronger. Like, we were literally healing, you guys. I promise you, our relationship felt better. It felt stronger. We were back doing things that we normally do, going to get our nails done together. We started making TikToks. She was editing the videos and things like that. And out of nowhere, out of the fucking blue, I called her one day. This particular day, she was like, "Mom, my sisters don't have to go to they don't have to go to daycare. Please let them stay home with me." And I was like, if I let them stay home with you, then I'm gonna do a half a day at work, because like I said, I never made my daughter watch my children. That is a generational curse that I broke, because I was forced to babysit my sister's children at the age of 12. My life was stripped from me. I could not do normal things that children did, because I had a baby that was not mine on my hip, because my mom refused to be a grandmother. They put that responsibility on me, and every year, because that responsibility was on me, every year my sister had a baby. So at 12, I had a baby. 13, I had a baby. 14, 15, I had a baby. So going outside, playing with my friends, going to slumber parties, doing girl things, even going outside and riding my bike, I could not do that. I had diapers, I had to make bottles, I had to keep them out of sockets, keep them from out of this, do that, do this. So I was like, hell no, I'm not doing that to my daughter. And I never did that to her. And that's what began to piss her off. She wanted to, she wanted to infect them and poison them as well, and turn them against me. And that's why I kind of kept them, separated or whatever. But I got off work. I called my daughter on my lunch break, and she's like, "Hey, Mom, so excited to talk to me." And I'm asking her how everything's going. The girls are being good. Yeah, they're being fine. This is her first time alone with my children. She's 14 now. So I'm like, tell me how many pads and things like that you got. Are you good on deodorant? Are you good on perfume and things like that? And she goes in there. She's like, "Oh, no, I could use some more deodorant and some more pads." And I was like, okay, when I get off work, I'm going to take you to the store and get you some more hygiene products. So I pull up. I call her. I'm like, "Come downstairs." And she gets in the car and she slammed the fucking door. Bam! And I'm like, hold up. What's wrong? Nothing. Ain't nothing wrong. And I'm like, something is wrong. Did the kids get on your nerves? You said they was good. You said that they wasn't misbehaving, or no, ain't nothing happened. And I'm like, okay. All right. Okay. So we go to the store, and I get her things, and she's like pushing my children, being aggressive with them. "Move out, move, get out of my way." And I'm like, when we got in the car, I had already spoken to her. And like I said, my daughter has a mental illness. And so I am very patient with her. I'm very patient with her. And so I'm like, okay, at this point, what the fuck is your problem? When I talk to her like that, then she responds. But as long as I'm like, it's gonna be all right, Is everything okay? She will get even madder. The more calmer I am, the more madder she gets. So when I said, what the fuck is your problem? Because you was fine when I called you on my lunch break. And then I come pick you up and now it's a fucking problem. No, something has happened between my lunch break and me getting off. So what happened? Oh, I talked to my Mima. So because you talked to my evil fucking mother, now you have a problem with me. That's what you're saying basically. So I'm like, okay, so what oh, nothing. I just wanna live with her. I just decided that it'll be so because you went behind my back. You know the relationship between me and my mother. You know she tried to kill me. You know she has never been a mother to me. You went behind my back. You contacted my mom. And now you have a fucking attitude with me. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? I said, cool, fine, no problem. Put me on the phone with her. I will fly you out, ship you out, sell you out, get you a bus ticket, plane ticket, if you got to ride a goddamn horse there, I will get you there. Because this is ridiculous. So, I talked to my mom and my mom was like, yeah, I want her to come stay with me and da-da-da-da-da and da-da-da. I'm like, okay, sure, no problem. And my mom, at this time, I hadn't spoken to her in over like 5 years, right? And after she says that, the first thing she asks me is, oh, do you have a debit card? I'm like, that's none of your business. Why do you care if I have a debit card? What is that any of your business? Oh, so you don't have a debit card? You're way too old to not have a debit card. Like, this is how these clones and these bots act. They will make up shit out of thin fucking air. And my mom had already been training my daughter to take her position. We're going to get to that. So I'm like, I never said that. I didn't have one. I just didn't answer your question on having one. So let's stay focused. And the focus is you want her. Yeah, so all you have to do is just write out a letter and go get it notarized and just send it with her and send her birth certificate and her social security card and make sure you send that letter. And I was like, okay, sure, no problem. And I was like, okay, we can go half on the ticket. Oh, half on the ticket, half on the plane ticket. I'm like, yeah, what's wrong with that? You pay half and I pay the other half. Oh, okay, well, let me get back to you on that. This was in 2001. As you can see right here, here's the note stating that my daughter will be in my mother's possession. Here is the notarized, like she asked me. Had everything packed, ready to go, set, signed, sealed, and delivered. Never fucking heard from my mother again. She vanished like a fart in the air, which infuriated my daughter. But I told my daughter my mother is a witch. She's a snake, and she wants you to take her place. When she leaves, she wants you to step up and be who she was. Because for a long time, my mother was behind the scenes telling her to do this and telling her to do that, and then they would stop talking, and then now it was back again. So I get off work again one day and I pick her up, and I pick her up from daycare, and we're going home, and like I said, my children, they know I'm a sweetheart, and I'm always like happy-go-lucky, and I'm not a bitter mom because I know that I know that it's not their fault that they're here. I wanted them. So I pick her up, and like I said, my children had gotten to a point where they would just say whatever the fuck they wanted to say to me, just as a way to entice me, to get me to go to jail. I had to bake rack my daughter because she had gotten mad. I have to pay for everything that somebody does to my daughter. So because my mom did not respond back to me, I had to pay for that. And by paying for that, I mean she was very abusive to my children, very mean to my children, very verbal abusive to my children, and I had to get her Baker acted because she went crazy on me, and I could not control. It was like this meltdown was different. She tried to kill the turtle. Even when I took her into the behavior place, she grabbed my daughter. She put her in a headlock, grabbed a pin, clicked it, and was about to stab my daughter in the fucking neck. And all the nurses from the back had to come out and detain her and grab her. And now, mind you, this was because my mom didn't get her. So this is the place where she was Baker acted at. This is a medicine prescription that I decided I wasn't going to get filled because I said, no, I can heal my child. I'm a healer. I'm so patient. I don't want to put her on medication. You know, I don't want her to be a zombie. I want her to have full control of her body and her mind. I should have put her on medication because that's what they prescribed to her, as you guys can see. So she had an episode. She was in there for a week. She got out, and when she got out, my daughter was behind the scenes still talking to the crazy bitch down the hall that I told her we wasn't gonna mash well together. My daughter was still talking to her and telling her that, oh, my sister's still being abused, she's still being beaten and everything like that. So I didn't know that at the time. So one day we're driving home, and my daughter is like, why won't you put me out there and see what I can do and see how much money I can make? And I'm like, what are you talking about? You make $100 a day from selling candy. You make $100 on the weekends for selling candy. And by this time, I had added another source of income to our income. We were doing hair together. We were both braiding hair. I would get the client, and we would both braid the hair, and we would just split the money. So you're making roughly in 2 weeks, she had made $500 as a 14-year-old. She said she wanted to do modeling, so she was saving her money to buy clothes. I had gotten in touch with a photographer. The photographer was gonna, start her portfolio. I had reached out to a modeling agent. Well, she found the modeling agent, and It was $2,500 to sign her up, but they worked out a payment plan with me where I just had to put down a down payment of $250. And I'm like, girl, look at God. Like he's turning everything around for you. She had all of this in motion and doing all of this. Mind you, I had bought her a BMW for her first car, just for her to get the feel of driving. I had a truck, so just for her to get the feel of driving. I pull up in the BMW, y'all, and I call her downstairs. She had the stinkest fucking look on her face. I pull up. I'm like, she gonna think it's mine, but it's really hers. I pull up. I'm like, y'all, come downstairs. Well, actually, I stopped, got my kids. And I'm like, come downstairs. She come downstairs, y'all. She seen me in this BMW, and she, like, to fucking had another episode, and I almost had to get her Baker acted again. That's how much my family is so fucking disturbed for me to have any fucking thing. And she didn't know that it was really hers. And I was just so disturbed. And she was like, the mirror had a crack in it, y'all. She was like, the mirror got a crack in it. Like her face was balled up like a brown paper bag. She had that stank throw up face, like your own mother. Your own mother. And that's all I kept. And I was just like, you know what? I did something stupid, y'all. I was like, come on, let's go to the mall. And I went to the mall, and I was going to get her ears pierced, but this is how God is. He's like, no, you're not doing anything stupid for her with your money, and she has money anyways. They literally was like, no, we closed. We ain't piercing her ears. We ain't piercing no ears. We closed. And I'm like, okay, because we literally did. We got in the mall like 20 minutes till like everything was closing. Like everything was literally closing. I don't like people hating on me. I used to do this thing with my kids, like, when I feel like they hating on me, like, I would try to buy them something so they wouldn't, like, hate on me. I'm guilty for that. I am, and that's why God told me to stop buying them stuff. So, on the way home, I was like, you are so, your energy is so freaking nasty and disturbing when you don't even know that this is your car. Oh, now that it's her car, she's, okay, I can't wait to and I'm like, but when you thought it was mine, stank face. She didn't say, oh, mama, you did your one with this one. Oh, I like your car, mama. My little daughters, they were so excited. They was like, mama, we love your car. We love it. It's beautiful. My daughter was like, mama, this car, it looked like it was made for you. Like, you look like you was made to drive this car. Like, and I'm like, yes, that's how you come through. My neighbors, they was like, okay. They was like, yes, boo. We like that. We like that. And I was like, thank y'all. And that pissed off even more too. So fast forward, get off work, pick her up. And she's like, why won't you just put me out there and see what I can do? And I'm like, huh? I'm confused. I'm lost. What are you talking about? Why won't you just put me out there and see what I can do? I can make a lot of money out there. And I'm like, I still wasn't understanding. It still wasn't like registering. And she's like, I could make a lot of money out here in these streets. And I'm like, oh, you want to get out here and prostitute. Well, you've never put me out there before to see what I can do. And I'm like, she's having another episode. She lives in a world that she makes up. And that's where she lives. And that's her comforting place. I'm like, baby girl, you have 3 different businesses. I signed you up for modeling. I literally, that Friday, I was supposed to sign her up for the modeling. You already have, like, I was taking her to the store so she could buy different outfits. So when we met with the photographer, she could start building her portfolio. I'm like, you have all this positivity going. Why do you want to go out here in the streets and prostitute your body? She got angry again. Like I say, the calmer I am, the madder she gets. So she's like, you never put me out there. You've never put me out there to see what I can do. And I'm like, I am your mother. I'm not supposed to put you out there. I'm not supposed to prostitute you. Like, I work. I have businesses on the side that bring me extra money in. We make enough at home that I don't even have to work. I just work to have extra money. So I'm getting ready to pay $2,500 for you to model. Like, what's your problem? You just don't know. You don't know how much I can make out here. And I'm like, Spirit is speaking to me. This is witchcraft backfiring. Because mind you, my daughter did try to do black magic on me so that I would be a Jezebel. I would be, this Jezebel spirit would come on to me, and I would have men in and out my home. So, she could basically fuck on them. And I was like, God already warned me about that. And when I would go on dates, they would be at school. On my day off, if I had a date, okay, I would go out with a man that was courting me, coding me on the phone or whatever. And we would go out and enjoy us a nice dinner. I would go home, go to my kids, but I never had men in my home with my children, because that's an agreement that I made with God and myself. And I don't trust men like that. I was touched as a child, and my children will not be touched. So I want to be free for them. So therefore, I wasn't playing that. That pissed her off. The fact that I didn't have niggas running in and out my shit. The fact that I held my shit like a woman. You don't bring that shit to the house, especially when it's not serious. You're just going out for a dinner date. This man ain't talking about he want to marry me or he want to, be their daddy or nothing. He's just like, I want to just take you out to dinner. You deserve it, blah, 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 blah. That type of energy, okay? So I'm not bringing that around my children. But, I would pick good men that, like this one guy I was dating, he never came in my house, but he always made sure I had money to buy my kids whatever they needed and things like that. Like, we had a relationship